질문할래? We have two dogs. We have one more pranayama to learn. It's a very special one. It's called Sitali. And it's described in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, chapter 2, Sutra 57. Now, if you have the text before you, first erase the text that says protruding the tongue a little outside the lips. So, Sutra 57, then Sitali is described. Draw energy into the tongue and perform kumbhaka as before. Then the intelligent practitioner should slowly release the energy through the nostrils. The tongue is not the physical tongue. Yoga is an esoteric science, and it is hardly ever relating to physical parts of the body. The tongue, however, is the organ of taste. So that tells the intelligent practitioner, which is you and I, because we have been properly initiated, the tongue, remember, is the water center, Svadhisthana chakra. Now, if you have read Ajita's interpretation, he's not talking about Svadhisthana chakra, he's talking about fire, ambition, stomach ulcers and what have you, fire problems. This pranayama is very special. You douse the fire with water by doing this. Namul masyo chokom. Namul chokom masyo. So, you take in Shiva energy, but not like we've done in the previous pranayamas. First, you activate Svadhisthana chakra by activating taste. And you do that by, you can do that, I do it by I move my mouth, it starts to water, which brings your attention, your consciousness to taste. If you find that difficult, for me, I've done it so many times, it's just intuitive, it happens when I even think of it. But you can think of some delicious food that makes your mouth water. And then keep that feeling and start taking in Shiva. But normally when you take Shiva, you don't direct it. You just take it in, and it finds its way throughout your energy system. Here, however, you direct it to the tongue. Not to Svadhisthana chakra. You activate Svadhisthana chakra by directing Shiva energy to the tongue. Now when you activate the chakra, that is rajas. So although you take in Shiva energy, well, let's start at the bottom. There is a very logical build-up in the pranayamas. First we cleansed. With Nadi Shuddhana Pranayama, we cleansed all the energy channels. Then we had Surya Vedana to increase Shakti, because most people have a tendency to be tamas. So we destroyed the tamas with increasing Shakti. Then we had Ujjayi Pranayama, which is also kind of special pranayama that increases not only Shakti but both Shiva and Shakti. Here we deal with another problem, we deal with typical fire problems. Not by focusing on Manipura chakra, but by activating we activate the water. Rajas occurs, which means expansion, and it envelopes, because expanding energy rises up, doesn't go down, it rises up. It envelopes the chakra above it, the fire center, Manipura chakra. So, like with Oriental medicine, this is subtle. If you do it on a daily basis, it really starts to work. We live in a high-paced society where many people suffer from fire problems because of stress, ambition, and also ego. And in the long term, it starts with minor symptoms, but in the long term that leads to serious intestinal problems. The liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, stomach ulcers, etc. occur. Those are all fire problems. They can occur because of bad food, of course, but generally they are caused by tension, by stress, by pressure, which is a fire problem. So you cool the fire with Sitali Pranayama. It is referred to sometimes as the cooling pranayama. The next step is, of course, Kumbhaka. So you're taking Shiva to the water element, leading to this effect, Kumbhaka. Then the sutra tells us you should slowly release the energy through the nostrils, plural. So that tells us that both Shiva and Shakti are flowing out, slowly, gradually, counting to 40. And you finish with another Kumbhaka. Questions about this? I have a question. When are we going to do asana? We should have started with asana. Anyway, you know now how it works. I will repeat it in short after asana. Okay? Let's have a look at Sutra 58, which gives us the benefits. This Kumbhaka, named Sitali, destroys diseases of the abdomen and spleen and other diseases such as also fever, biliousness, hunger, thirst, and the bad effects of poisons. Okay, so this is for this course the last pranayama. There are 4 more that are eventually taught in an advanced course. It's very interesting. We find out in the beginning of yoga that humankind's problem is tamas. So we start, the pranayamas start with Shakti energy. And it seems people get the impression Shakti is good, Shiva is bad. Because Shiva leads to tamas. But we take control throughout our practice. We build up, practice regularly. Interestingly, the last pranayama is not a Kundalini exercise, it's not a Shakti exercise. It's a pure Shiva. Somebody last week asked about Plavini Pranayama. Was that you? Who asked about Plavini? You asked about Plavini Pranayama, right? Plavini Pranayama is the very last pranayama. And the description is you take in massive Shiva, Kumbhaka, finished. There is no outflow, there is no second Kumbhaka, it's just massive Shiva inflow, Kumbhaka, finished. Isn't that funny? Doesn't that lead to tamas then? Because we have this natural tendency towards tamas? No, you have reconditioned yourself and established a certain sattva. And the highest levels of yoga focus on the heart. The heart is the representative of the crown chakra. The heart is ananda, is unconditional love. Love. That is where you become ananda. That is why you see many of the highest yogis, they carry ananda in their name. Traditionally, the names change according to level of development. And many of the highest yogis have ananda in their name. It's symbolical, but it's an indication of where yoga is going. It's interesting. It starts with Kundalini, the kick in the butt that we all need, but in the end, we need more Shiva. And it's the same with the mudras. There are some very powerful Kundalini mudras. You learned one last week, Sambhavi Mudra, which is a stairway to heaven, literally, bringing energy from the bottom up to Ajna Chakra and the crown chakra, Sahasrara. But there is also Kechari Mudra. And Kechari Mudra is drinking the soma and ambrosia, the heavenly nectar, Shiva energy. Okay, let's have a short break and start with asana, followed by the meditation. If you need to go to the toilet, you have to go to the third floor. They are reconstructing on this floor and all the upper floors. Pata Babi, don't let them out. Where's Pata? Pata Odisa, Pata. Babi.
Outside the door.
Pata Odisa. Pata, Tiruan. 어디 갔다 왔어? 어디 갔다 왔어?